For tonight's headlines, unemployment rate down, underemployment up in July. DOH still prefers continued mass queues. VP not overacting on warning versus criminals. The Philippines logs 2,404 new COVID-19 cases. Inday may intensify into severe tropical storm. DBM sets aside 2.5 billion pesos for airports modernization. Stocks index recovers, peso posts another all-time low. Good evening. Today is Thursday, September 8, 2022. I am Vernon Velasco, and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. The Philippine Statistics Authority revealed on Thursday that the number of jobless Filipinos decreased in July, but there were more underemployed Filipinos during the month. Preliminary results of the labor force survey showed that there were 2.60 million unemployed Filipinos in July, lower than the 2.99 million in June and 3.23 million in the same month last year. This translates to an unemployment rate of 5.2%, lower than the 6.0% in June and 7.2% recorded in July 2021. This is the lowest rate since it stood at 4.5% in October 2019. Broken down per region, 5 regions across the country recorded unemployment rates higher than the national estimates. Metro Manila with 6.9%, Calabarzon with 6.3%, Western Visayas with 6.0%, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao with 5.6%, and Northern Mindanao with 5.3%. Results of the same survey showed that there were 47.39 million Filipinos who were employed in July, up from 46.59 million in June and 41.67 million the same month last year. The Department of Health maintained that it still prefers people to keep on wearing their face mask despite the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases recommendation of its voluntary use outdoors by year-end. This comes after Dr. Maricar Limpin of the Philippine College of Physicians asked the government to reconsider its proposal citing the Philippines' slow COVID-19 booster shot uptake. DOH officer in charge Maria Rosario Verhaire pointed out that the IATF Resolution No. 1S 2022 was only recommendatory and was submitted to the President for consideration. The recommendation was to make the wearing of face masks optional in open spaces or non-crowded outdoor areas with good ventilation, provided that the COVID-19 booster uptake in the country improves. The Vice President lived up to her mandate to safeguard the security of the Filipinos when she was made the country's caretaker during the state visits of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Duterte spokesperson Attorney Reynold Monsayak said that the Vice President is just doing what is mandated of her following the statement by the Communist Party of the Philippines saying that Duterte was an overacting president when she met with the security officials and gave the no mercy orders. Monsayak said that full force of the law would be enforced in fighting against terrorists and criminals, and he said that the law and the government agencies on peace and order and national security have sufficient basis to conduct operations against enemies of the state. He was referring to the statement of Duterte on Monday after she met with heads of the security sector to discuss how to maintain peace and order in the country while President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. was undertaking state visits. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Magandang araw mga katribu! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Jerk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising na!
In other news, the Philippines on Thursday monitored an increase in daily COVID-19 tally with 2,404 new infections, bringing the nationwide tally to 3,898,882. This was an increase from 1,750 on Wednesday, according to the data from the Department of Health, while the active infections also rose to 24,032 from 22,899 on Wednesday. Thursday's total was the highest in 5 days and came after 2 straight days of less than 2,000 new cases. It was the 7th straight day that the country had less than 3,000 new cases in a day. The active cases on Thursday was highest in 3 days and came after 2 straight days of decreasing active cases. In the recent 2 weeks, the National Capital Region recorded the highest infections with 9,052, followed by Calabarzon with 4,011, Central Luzon with 2,580, Western Visayas with 1,359, and Davao Region with 1,348. The recovery tally also rose to 3,812,644, while the country's death toll climbed to 62,206. State Weather Bureau Pag-asa announced that Tropical Storm Inday may reach severe tropical storm category in the next 24 hours as it continues to move westward over the Philippine Sea. Pag-asa said that it remains unlikely that storm signals will be raised in any area in the country, adding that heavy rainfall is also not expected throughout the forecast period for Inday. The tropical storm was last seen 1,045 kilometers east of northern Luzon. It is moving westward at 20 kilometers per hour while packing maximum sustained winds of 75 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 90 kilometers per hour. While rains are not expected, Inday may bring moderate to rough seas over the seaboards of extreme northern Luzon beginning on Saturday, September 9. Pag-asa advised small seacraft and mariners to take precautionary measures when venturing out to sea and, if possible, avoid navigating in these conditions. In business, the Department of Budget and Management on Thursday said it has earmarked 2.5 billion pesos for the development and rehabilitation of various airports across the country under the proposed 5.268 trillion pesos national budget for 2023. Citing the National Expenditure Program for next year, the DBM said a total of 2.48 billion has been allotted for the implementation of the Aviation Infrastructure Program and under the Department of Transportation's proposed budget of 167.1 billion pesos. The DOTR's budget has been increased by 120.4% from 75.8 billion in 2022. The budget allotted for aviation sector will be used for the construction, rehabilitation, and improvement of various airports across the country, including locally funded airport projects such as the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, Lawag International Airport, Tacloban Airport, Antique Airport, and Bukidnon Airport, according to the DBM. Funds are also allocated for the rehab and improvement of other transport infrastructure projects in the DOTR aviation sector. And the main stocks index recovered on Thursday, partly on easing oil prices, but the peso registered another record low against the United States dollar. The Philippine Stocks Exchange Index increased by 0.61% or 39.66 points to 6,593.74 at the closing bell. The broader oil shares followed with a jump of 0.43% or 15.13 points to 3,505.20. Regina Capital Development Corporation Head of Sales Luis Limlingan said that Philippine shares rebounded on easing rates in oil prices, which eclipsed the concerns about rising inflation. Volume remained thin at 674.59 million shares, amounting to 5.25 billion pesos. Decliners led advancers at 99 to 88, while 48 shares were unchanged. Meanwhile, the local currency weakened to its new all-time low against the US dollar even as it finished the day sideways at 57.18 from 57.135 on Wednesday. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch us again tomorrow only here at Daily Tribune's Facebook page. Again, this is Vernon Velasco and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay home. Good night. God bless us all.
We would like to thank the following: Araneta, Pag-ibig, SM Supermall, Veteran, Divina Law Offices, ICTSI, Xlog, Globe, Kia, PLDT, Cherry, Tanawan, Prime Homes, RLC, Pure Gold, Meralco, and SM Retail.
Come take my hands. You told me when this happened. Come take my hands. You just told me when this started. Cause sweetie, you make simple things complicated. Yes, you made me feel unappreciated. You don't look at me that way, thinking you will stay. Don't give me hope, don't give me hope. You back and hold me tight, and together we will fight. Oh, but you leaving. Yeah, sweetie, you make simple things complicated. Yes, you made me feel all appreciated.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tercito are available on our community Viber.